Hey, what's up? What's up? Joe in Vegas here. Another review. Finally got to go see the new Katy Perry residency at Resort World. It's not even so new anymore. It's I think it was the first residency since they opened the hotel, probably about a year or two ago. I haven't got a chance to see it. I'm not the biggest Katy Perry fan. Just needed the right night where nothing else was going on, and last night just worked perfectly. There wasn't a lot going on, so we went to go see Katy Perry at Resort World. I actually love that theater. I've been seeing a lot of shows there lately. It's a really good theater. It's small, it's intimate, not expensive at all, which is shock. I think we had pretty good seats, and I paid, I think, $105 a ticket. So definitely get your money's worth. I love the Resort World. If you haven't been there yet, go check it out. It's just the way they built it. It's just huge, and it's spread out, and it doesn't feel congested even when it's packed. And the theater is just in a perfect spot right off the casino. Just very well done. Whoever made that and built that and designed that, fantastic. They've had a lot of residencies since they've opened. They got a lot of the American Idol people. They have the Luke Bryan and the Katy Perry and so on and so forth. But Katy's Katy. So this was interesting for me. I know, obviously, as everybody does, she has monster songs. I mean, monster radio pop hits over the last probably 15 years, maybe even more. That's how old we're getting. Um, this show to me was the tale of two shows. I think, in my opinion, and I'm probably going to get beat up over this, I did not like the way it started. Katie is known for being over the top, eccentric, just unique and quirky is the right word, probably quirky. So she incorporated that into her show, which is great. Which is great. She had the first. Let me say this: the show is broken into different sets, and I've seen this only with other acts similar, where there's big costume changes and wardrobe changes and set changes. I remember Lady Gaga was like this. I remember Christina Aguilera was like this. And what it is they come out, they have a little theme, they play three or four songs, and then in her case, a screen came down and it showed this little cartoon movie, and it was the same cartoon that was playing throughout the show. And then she would come out and do another theme thing, five or six, three or four songs. The thing would come down, and that happened one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, including the encore. Seven different themes. So that was seven times in the show where the show comes to a halt for a few minutes. Here's, I get it. I know why it's done, and I don't think there's any way around that. I don't think you can have these crazy big sets and these crazy wardrobes and changes. They're putting on shows. Katy Perry put on a show. It was like a Broadway production, and you have to have these 5-10 minute breaks in between. To me, it's always slowed down the tempo of a show. I've said in my past reviews, I'm a big set list guy. I just think you can orchestrate a set list where you just have the fans in the palm of your hands the whole time. But Katie had that anyway, and the fans come to see that quirkiness and that eccentric. Now, here's my part that I think people are going to get mad. The first one or two set lists were themed. The first one was Henry the Horror, and that had the songs E.T., Chained to the Rhythm, Dark Horse, and Not the End of the World. The theme of that was like her bedroom. She was clearly in her house. There was this big animated bed. I mean, it was like a massive, it looked Alice in Wonderland type shit. And there was a recliner, and it was like Beauty and the Beast. I thought it was odd. There were inanimate objects. There was alarm clocks that were dressed up like big costumes that were dancing around, and there was a toothbrush, I think, or toothpaste. I don't know if it's in that one. I was like, oh, this is a little weird. It's I don't know. I was kind of like, I just, it kind of threw me a little bit. I know she's quirky, but it kind of threw me. But it was the next one the next one was called Flushed. And she sang in that one, California Girls, Hot and Cold, and then went into Last Friday Night, and then Waking Up in Vegas. That's the one I'm pretty sure, if I'm right. It was a toilet. It was a bathroom. And I didn't get the humor. They had, I mean, you're at this Las Vegas residency, this big show in Resort World, and you have a toilet plunger dancing, and you have a toilet scrubber to clean the shit in the toilet dancing around, and you have a big toilet that she's talking to, and a big piece of poop comes out, which was kind of funny. The poop was funny, but the show stopped down. She literally was talking to a poop who did a solo. I think he was singing one of the songs with her. I don't remember which song it was. Maybe Hot and Cold. There was a toothbrush. There was a rubber duckies in a bathtub. And I kept thinking to myself, like, I get what she's trying to do, but you can do it in an elegant way. Katie, you're not 20 anymore. You're 37, probably 36, 37. You have excellent songs. You've established yourself as one of the best, female pop vocalists out there, at least in the last 10, 15, 20 years. Why do you have a plunger dancing on stage in your Las Vegas show? I get it. It's humor. And you could still do these big sets. And that's what I'm going to get into. And that's where the show started changing. You can do. Gwen Stefani's show does big sets also. But there's an elegance to it. There's a style to it that fits her age and fits her the show and the prestige of being in a Vegas residency. You had a fucking toilet plunger dancing around. So she sounded great. The song sounded great. She looked great. I just didn't get it. I just didn't get why you have a toilet plunger and rubber duckies dancing around. I know she had the sharks and this is who she is, but Ozzy Osbourne is still not biting bats' heads on stage. Beastie Boys are not running around spilling beer all over themselves and have big boobs in the background. Artists change. Artists mature, especially when you get residency in Las Vegas. Maybe it's time to you don't have to do the stuff you did from 15, 20 years ago. You're a different person. I know the fans like it, but, and I'll get into this. And then with each set, the next one was Eat Me. And I think, I'm probably missing some. Eat Me, she did Bon Appetit, Daisies, and I Kissed a Girl. And then the next one was Trashin', and that had Lost, Part of Me, Wide Awake, Never Really Over, Swish Swish, When I'm Gone, Walking on Air. So that one was also interesting. So that one, the last one, it was like she got in a sewer and she's talking to this rat. I just don't understand. Like, there was a good 20 minute of a show that she's talking to a rat with this really dumb humor that I just didn't understand. And then right there, the second song of that, Wide Awake, Part of Me and Wide Awake, that was when it first happened. There was no dancing weird things on stage. It was just her singing, and that was when the show shifted for me. Up until then, I was like, oh my God, I hope this whole show's not like this. That's when she shined. That's when her voice came out. That's when the quality of her music started to come through. Like, fuck, Katie's fucking good. She looks good. She sounds good. She was sick also. She kept saying the whole show she had the flu. You can hear her sniffing between everything. She powered through it. Huge respect for that. But I felt, I turned to the person I was with and I said, that's it. That's what the whole show should be. Why you have a fucking plunger and a piece of poop dancing on stage? This is Katy Perry. She's that good. She doesn't need all that shit. And when she just sings, it became the best part of the song. And then the show started to get a little more serious. During Swish Swish, also, I'm not as bothered as I was about the plungers and the toilet cleaners and shit like that. But she called a couple fans to the stage. They had a big walk-off, dance-off. That also took about a half an hour out of the show. It was entertaining. I'm not going to complain about that. That was for the fans. That at least was entertaining to me. That's understood. But around this time in the show is when the show shifted for the much better. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't think they're making good decisions for the first half of the show. You can go over the top. You can have Alice in Wonderland. Oh, there was one to Eat Me. That's right. She was in she had for the Eat Me set, she had a mushroom. It was a little Alice in Wonderland-y. That was good. That was fine. You can have big things. You just don't have to do toilet humor. Literally toilet humor. So the next couple ones was Perry Playland, where she did Teenage Dream, Smile, Roar, and then she did the encore. She did a Whitney Houston cover, Greatest Love of All, and then she closed with Fireworks. So that part of the show was fantastic. That's what I was hoping for the whole show. She kind of got away from the dancing toilets and just focused on the singing and the songs, and she was elegant, and she was wearing a gown, and there were showgirls on stage, and there's these big stairs going up, like you see in that old Madonna video and these old Marilyn Monroe movies. Very elegant, classy Vegas, and then when she does Roar and she does Teenage Dream and Fireworks, fantastic. It's fantastic, and that's why I'm calling this the Tale of Two Shows. My opinion, they don't have to give a shit. It's fucking Katy Perry. It has nothing to do with me. I would dump the toilet shit. You don't need. That's pretty funny actually. Flush the damn toilets and the plungers and all that crap. You don't need it. Katy Perry has matured. She's an excellent artist with an excellent catalog. She's beautiful. She's charming. She's great with the crowd. The fans love her. The fans are having the best time, which is what it's all about. I just don't think you need that crazy shit at the beginning. I think you can design the show in an elegant Vegas way. You can have these like you had with the mushroom during the what was it called? The Eat Me portion of the show, where it was this Alice in Wonderland trippy kind of vibe. Very cool. I just don't get the toilet thing, and I know people will beat me up. Her fans will beat me up for it, but it's the truth. She's matured. She doesn't need that kind of humor anymore. It's not even humor. I don't think it was that funny. I don't think it's that interesting to watch a toilet scrubber dancing on stage. I just you can. There's a lot of other things you can do that are a little less toilety. Does that make sense? Anyway, that's the review. So because of the hit on the first couple sets, I'm going to give her a 7.6 out of 10. It's a good show. You'll like it. Go see it for sure. I'm not telling anybody not to see it. It's just my personal preference. Uh, yeah, the second half really saved the show. If she didn't shine that second half, which she really, really did, I think it probably would have been in the sixes, the show, if it kept going like that. But she caught herself. She's a real artist. She's a true artist. Great songs, great everything. I enjoyed the show, and you should definitely check it out. It's definitely worth seeing. So thanks for listening. Leave comments. I'm sure you will. And subscribe. And I'll see you at the next show. Thanks.